Breath is an anchor and a vehicle. It is an anchor because it's one way to keep us grounded in our physical beings. It's also a vehicle in that it moves energy around. So we breathe in a certain way that keeps us in an unconscious agreement to maintain what we have subconsciously and unconsciously collectively decided is reality. And we breathe in a certain way to maintain that reality. When you change the breath, you change your relationship with your body and your relationship to this construct that we call reality. So, changing the breath can launch us into altered states of consciousness. It can, when we're meditating, there's a way that we choose to breathe in order to meditate that changes our state of consciousness so that our minds and our bodies and our spirits can have a conversation that we often they don't have. We are three things existing in one shell, and they are often working separately. So the mind and the body and spirit are all contained in this one thing, and they're all working with three different purposes. Changing the breath can open up the space for the three of them to actually work in concert. Enstatic body is actually a redundant phrase, whatever. Enstatic means bliss found within the body. And again, it's about believing that the soul is an integral part of this, do I want to say machine? This container, this physical structure that we're in. And it only makes sense to me that in order to find bliss, you would go internally rather than going externally. It's going to be so much easier to find bliss turning inside than constantly searching for external paths to bliss. And I feel like if it's going to be more sustainable if you look for bliss inside your body rather than looking elsewhere. So I have this theory, basically, that our bodies are these enormous multiverses inside, sort of like the TARDIS, from what I know of the TARDIS. Is that we're much larger on the inside than we are on the outside. And you could spend the rest of your life just like going inward and taking these journeys and meeting the divine, meaning God, if you want to use that shorthand. I do not mean the Christian
the
God.
Breathing, the feeling of the
you could do that every day for the rest of your life, and none of the journeys would be the same.
What you know.
I don't think that it's some sort of like, oh, you have to be, a yogi and spend 20 years learning. I think that anyone has the possibility to use their breath to explore their own internal landscape.